Good afternoon. Real quick update. The morning breakfast has started along with Nordic berries, cloudberries, and macadamian nuts on Tuesday, the 3rd of October. First of all, yesterday was real successful and real successful photoshoot with Tessa Tessiba from the neighbor. Then fast forwards, yes, I just before all this I have already been building the contract on the testnet, so forth. So along this way, while we build the progress, I might drop in free art in terms of raffle, and a little bit it matters who is active and so forth, but mainly just raffle for keyholders on Solana from the collections I deployed there already, which were NFT experiments and so forth. I do that on the way until I deploy the ETH-based collections mid-October. That is the hot timeline I'm aiming for, and there most likely will be two different kind of collections. One will be limited to like 50 to maximum, I would say 100, but about around 50 to 70 NFTs of Polaroids. And I would like to do perhaps 71 because it's other way around 17, and 17 is the second favorite number after 12. Anyways, let's cut the noise and yeah, about that big of a collection I will do for key holders. And why is that? For what? Claim page for none else than Polaroids. That's one. And then the second one I actually don't want to say much about it, because I will mid-October I will see along with a tool that I'm going to use for it. Along with that, I will build the little bit larger one where will be this high quality and the point is that whoever owns the NFT, they own the rights to the photographs. And I've been thinking about it also in terms of model release, since I'm going to have, well, I gotta see if I gotta put down some very simple terms of conditions that say that, hey, if you own this NFT, you own the rights to this masterpiece of photograph, and that would also include the rights if there is a model in the picture, because my aim is that if there is a recognizable model, I will have the model release to that piece, and to the photograph I will have the model release, thereby it's kind of released because I hold the model release for the photograph. And how that's possible, like if you are a model, you always kind of there are models who would do it only for love. They are like, yeah, it's already privileged if I get to be in the photograph. it's already privilege if I get to be there to make the moment happen. That's it. But also I consider, apart from that, there might be situations where the photograph is really timeless, so remarkable, but also is the model clearly visible and so forth. So then they are like, oh, do I really want to put myself out there like this and so forth? So then the incentive is like from the royalties that are when people trade these NFTs, from the royalties, a slim cut would be, or at least when the NFT is sold for the first time. Remember, my all of this is subjective to change, but my initial thing is that this Polaroid collection will be free claim page built on Manifold, and I can stream the contract when it's deployed, linked to the key holders at first, allow listed and so forth. But the thing is that the reason why this other collection will be, of course, it will be sold. There will be entry price. There will be a little bit royalty fees. Is because from those we simply can get even higher quality collection, and that we are thinking long term here. I want the best. I want the timeless that will last over 100 years minimum. I want that kind of collection. So, likewise, my books. I'm 100% confident that in 1,000 years, the book series Living Relations, Passing Distance, it will be the epitome of just that, living relations, passing distance, of our timeless day and age, in the sense that will last in its utmost form of genuine, authentic human relationship and connection. Anyways, and that is just the upper theme. There are so many sub themes in this book related to free speech, decentralized ethos, and so forth. Anyways, now lastly, on that note, yesterday at night, once again, warm welcome for new shareholders. My key price like doubled. Shout out to Hero, and shout out to somebody else who bought in and asked more of the doggo pictures, Tessa. And just yesterday night, I was already working on something else because I had to, according to my internal goals. I went through several pictures from the camera. Over half are still to go, so I will continue going through these pictures and keep posting them, mainly for key holders, highest quality, and meanwhile working on all that. So now lastly, as conclusion, there was a on last Thursday an epitome of kind of tantalizing distant connection of a person who has been on and off over my social media attempting to build with me. It's too explicit vlog episode, but on that note, I just say, like I little bit hinted perhaps in the previous episode, that when a person has the internal pattern that they are avoidant or anxious and they play on and off, it's going to repeat. what I have observed is that you gotta be a virtuous person if you can change those deeply rooted inclinations of your patterns, how you behave towards especially new persons. If you are from the get-go, when you meet somebody, if in that first moment there will be something visible from your inner way of handling a new person. And now, along with all these apps, especially Snapchat, you know, they are playing on and off, you know, over the distance, and it never goes anywhere. It never goes anywhere. It's just so tragicomical to observe that they come with all these expectations, and already in a few days they have given it up. They come with full intent of authenticity, and then they already give it up. And they must be aware of it, but why they do it? Because they grow, they have this high entitlement that because they have initiated something, they think that now the other person is fully in kind of in depth to make all the efforts up to them. You see that? And these are pretty intensive patterns. And soon along with that, they began to despise their own curiosity and interest towards the person with whom they just initiated a few days ago. They get to their head and they begin to doubt their own love. You see that? So in a few days they are already even there is no interaction, even the other person is busy like me building his own pathway and purpose and all the projects. So now they are like, oh, this person hasn't already few days, I haven't initiated anything with them, but they haven't initiated with me. So now they start to think over the distance that now they gotta quote unquote punish this person. They try to do it in different ways, subtle over the distance. And if one of these anxious and avoidant persons, it's very common in their behavior patterns, just repeats. If they have learned that pattern when they were 16 or 17 years old, they might be doing it throughout their 20s. Because nobody makes them accountable. Nobody gives them a bright mirror of their behavior. Nobody says straight to their face that, hey, I want to be constructive with you, but do you understand that now you are doing this and now you are doing that? And there is mismatch of communication. You are so into it by your words, but your actions already in a few days they start to speak some other language. And what I want to say is that people are very short in their commitment and attention span when it comes over the distance to building new relations. So, with this person particular example, I do these vlogs because they're always, when you observe something real over the, let's say, Snapchat, it's, or in the face, whatever theory you have, you just must have multiple living examples when that happens, so you can authorize your theory. And that's why these are so important, as these episodes of vlogs. So with this particular person, they initiated first over TikTok messages, then they wanted to move over Snap, then they were fully all in Snap, and now they are already fading in TikTok, you know. So they went forwards, and now they went forwards in the connection. Now from the other end, they are already kind of burning the bridge already from the other end. So now that is it's already given the flag that hey, this is just a repeat of the same behavior. But anyways, so they were one of the fewest, one of the under 10 persons who I followed over TikTok. Then they initiated over there. Now they were only the second person I'm friend with over TikTok, and now they faded over there. They unfollowed, and why? Because they posted. I guess because they posted something over their my story in Snap, and I didn't look at it. And now it hurts them. I'm never going to. If you initiate a personal connection, and then you fade it, leave it open, and then start to post your my story. I'm never going to look at my story anymore. Like if you initiate a person that level, that certain degree of communication in the personal chat, and you got something to say to me, in the sense, you can say to me, we are not going to communicate over the my story thing when the connection is new. It's completely other way when we already know, when in the face-to-face living relation, then we can, you know, comment on, have fun about commentary over my stories and whatever. But anyways, now it's kind of the same pattern. They fade over this first app, and there is the same happening. They are posting to their my story on TikTok, and it's the only purpose is to see if this person is coming after me. They just want to see that because they are kind of they are feeling so entitled that the other person must come after me, right? Anyways, there it is. Oh no. So this is it's kind of jealousy to play there. Like it's jealousy to play. As if they are with somebody, and and lastly it's again this as if they are with some guy who is browsing Snapchat over there, showing the middle finger to them, and then lastly there is this tits picture. So that's about it. I'm going to post an edit I did for my photography, so it will. Anybody who likes photography, I quickly did yesterday this. It's in my drafts yet. Little teaser of photography. When moving forwards to building the collection, I'm always finding these new ways to make teasers for the reach, and those are fun, those are cool, it's making those small edits. It's an art of its own, and in this very first picture, there is the little text that prompts that, hey, I'm on friend.tech. I got the keys there, and there are list of other things how to reach to it, and then there is even the date, 12th of October, when it's closing to getting closer to the mid-October milestone. So that's about it. We go upwards. So it's kind of a challenge to play, and then at the end of that my story, there's like languor in the lyrics, yearning for the person who feels warm and who they are missing, and if they can't get in touch with this person, then they rather be alone in the bed. That's what the lyrics say in the last picture of Tits. I mean video of Tits lip sync. Upwards. And here we go. We are back on Tuesday evening. On 3rd October, it's time to update friend.tech keyholders. Whilst I just looked up the rest of the photographs after a little gasp, since the camera was suddenly unable to read the other memory card. There are 2 memory cards, and the camera was unable to read the other one, and then I reinserted it, and it says unable to read. Do you want to format it? And there was half of the pictures of the Shiba Inu photo shoot from yesterday, and then I was, oh, does this happen for the first time right now when with those pictures? And then I just took out the card and cleansed the terminals with this kind of microfabric, and then put back the card, and voila, it worked. And now I got the other half of the pictures out from the forest, and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Indeed. In the chat yesterday from the new holders, we got the comments. She is such a sweetheart. Indeed, she is. Indeed. And let's change the settings. And then they asked me, do you make NFTs of your photographs? And I answered right away, the next minute, that yes, I'm working on it, and it's the main purpose here, also known as this social fee utility within read by 4. And yeah, one option, as I told, is the claim page for this Polaroid here. And yes, she's such a sweetheart. So now I'm going to reply to this. Say less, she doesn't bark to anybody, not even cats. She doesn't bark at cats even. And then we are gonna reply also to the other one, sweet man, and then post this couple more pictures. Say less. A sweet Tessa. A sweet. The upside is that the walker of the dog was prominently telling me that there they are. We will get to furthermore to photograph them as the weather allows next week. This week they won't most likely be around here, but next week. And I got other programs this weekend. Right now it's raining, so yesterday was the perfect weather. Perfect sunny weather. Say less. Oh, I gotta still import from the camera one photograph where she's holding a stick, since that was we didn't have any treats, so it was my spontaneous idea that I got her to stand up on a huge mossy rock by just knocking a stick up on the rock, and she sprinted up to the rock so fast, caught the stick and sprinted away so fast that I couldn't, like in a second I wasn't able to, that was complete surprise. I wasn't so ready for the picture, and she ran with the stick around in complete sudden enthusiasm. And then after a little break I did that again, and this time I was more ready for the picture. But the thing is that now for the second time, because the walker was there enticing her, she didn't like the new stick so much anymore. So, but anyways, next time. So that's about it for now. I was last year during the midsummer, we were at a cottage, and from Yaguchi I took that meme-worthy picture of this guy phoning and having a champagne and being on the phone, and I got that picture of that moment and made a meme out of it, the Pump It meme. And now I got the guy wasn't in my contacts, but his friend was, and I asked the guy who was in the picture that if I could use this picture as in the portfolio, so to say, as he is the model there. So now seems promising, most likely yes, but now I gotta ask it. And that's about it. Like I said, I will be making also short kind of edit compilations out of those moments as I photograph into TikTok. So there is more potential reach for my keyholders to grow the community and so forth. With these brief updates, I got a lot to do upon this. So So let's keep building. Let's keep building. Once more, shout out to the new and old former loyal keyholders. My very first keyholders have been holding since the very beginning, haven't sold a share. So that is really the ambition here, and all is good. All is good. The long term, I'm so bullish. I can't wait to share the wholesome Medium article that clarifies the draft of the plan, where we go from here. But it's more time efficient to reveal as we build. We are ready to release. Reveal as we release, so to say. With this, greetings. Stay tuned. Upwards. Oh, lastly, the clarification I already wrote yesterday at night for my keyholders, that I got a post to the chat, and the piece is that I have experimented quite a bit with NFTs recently. In parentheses, deployed on Solana, a bunch of collection from which I can airdrop the given Sol addresses of yours before I get to deploy an ETH-based photography collection. So before that, feel free to drop a Solana address of yours to enter the raffle on Wednesdays. To enter the raffle. So now that is sent to the chat. Let's gotta take these effects off so the chat comes readable. Just along this upgrade, I got these possibilities. Anyways, we will. I will keep always the active discussion always open for questions, and most importantly, I have always an open ear for suggestions whilst I keep developing the ideas on tip of my tongue. So it's good that as I sent these messages, they were read at least one or two persons right away. So upon this raffle, this raffle is also the utility for post-tech shareholders, but I think that I do the raffle so-called because the price of my share price is different on these apps, so that's why I will do a different raffle. I mean, the keys have more weight, so at least 2 airdrops are raffled there, and then 1 airdrop for post-tech shareholders. So there are different raffles happening on these apps, and thereby they don't exclude each other out. That's I see that is the most fair thing to do. There is more weight in Keytech shares, because they are more pricey now and more priced, and yet the good thing is for the friend.tech is that it seems like the most early shareholders of mine, they are not reading the chat, they are not active in the chat, they have not provided a Solana address, so thereby there are less participants in the raffle within my keyholders on friend.tech, whereas on post.tech many have provided their Solana address already, so the proportions are in favor for keyholders and key owners right now. From my keyholders, only one has provided their Solana address so far, whereas from post.tech shareholders, quite a bunch have given their Solana address already. So anyways, with those news, till the next time.